that you mentioned today on the chat. Tin says Chuck Hayes releases free throws past his arc. Compio says Draper, Hart, Bagley, all caps, which is interesting.
Oh, man.
Sacktown throws down. I was a kid, and the announcer would always go, Billy Owen.
Okay.
Yeah. Tyus Edney getting a shout out here. Someone thinks they know who gave the vote to Yogi Stewart, but I'm not going to go there because I don't know if that's true. Someone's accusing Scott Moak because of his ties.
Both Kennedy guys.
Yeah.
Scott Moak's pops was a longtime coach over at Kennedy.
Yeah. And if that's true, that's fine.
Jay, you
but
want
I
out
don't
him?
know that that's true.
No, I have no clue if he does, and I'd have to go through it.
Yeah.
And I'll have it up, I don't think.
Interesting theory.
Yeah. All right, well, to each their own, fellas.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
And then someone else, Drapes, this came up Friday. You guys have to do the worst 40 players.
Nah.
Guys
that's
that frustrated fans,
disrespectful.
bust, or overall jerks.
Dude, those guys would never come on our show again.
Yeah,
we can't do that.
That's tough. Drapes is not in the proper position to do that.
No, I definitely
No.
can't do that. Yeah.
That's tough, man.
If you do your own, you can send it to us.
right.
We can read it.
Oh, man.
Last three guys who received at least one vote. We start with Cat Mobley,
My guy, Cap Mobley.
Gerald Wallace,
Gerald got one?
and Darius Sungaila.
No way.
All received one vote.
Whitey, did you have Darius Sungaila?
I did not. I have a Darius Sungaila bobblehead, but I'm surprised that nothing
Darius
against him. How does
Sungaila.
Darius Sungaila get a vote? I
Got a
don't
vote.
know.
I wish we could out some of these people. Like what's your reasoning? Like, we all know why you vote for C-Web, but why do you vote for Chuck Hayes or Darius Sungaila?
Yeah, Darius Sungaila, I don't, maybe, hey, I met him and he was really cool. I don't know.
Might be.
Dude.
Cat Mobley?
Cap Mobley. I'm looking at my guy Cap Mobley's stats.
Career or sack?
Sack and
Okay.
career. Sack, 17.8 points. That year, 42.4% three. Cap Mobley had a hell of a career, fellas.
He was a good shooter. I remember
Yeah.
when he came here, there were articles in the Bee about how they would go in the gym with him and explain to him how they ran their offense and how sometimes he would have to pass the ball. He wasn't a good fit for their offense.
Give it
That's
up.
all I'm saying. Yeah, but you say he put up numbers.
He put up some numbers.
But he was not a good fit for the
He
offense.
averaged double figures every year except his rookie season. And that season, he averaged 9.9 points.
Man.
16 points per game for his career, 38% three-point shooting 3.8 threes a game.
Ahead of his time. If he played now,
If he would have played now, shooting 10, 9 to 10, man, my guy Cat, he was getting buckets.
So, Jay, those were the guys that got one vote.
One vote.
Those
that
are
means
one.
one of the guys I voted for who's not on here got more than one vote. And it was a guy that I let myself be talked into putting on there by you guys, but that's on me.
Okay.
Yeah. But his name came up. I wasn't going to have him. And I think Jay really was behind him. And so I changed
Maybe.
that's on me.
Maybe.
I'm the one that decided.
Maybe he's on you.
Who was he?
Rashawn Holmes.
Oh,
Rashawn Holmes.
he was on my on
Yeah.
my honorable mention.
Yeah. And I don't think he came up in anything. And I felt like, yeah.
Yeah, he had.
He was
We
pretty
still got
solid.
others. Still missing 10 more that I got to reveal.
Yeah. But he got more than one vote, right? If Rashawn Holmes is in there.
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. All right.
All right.
He had to get more than one vote. 4 seasons in sack, 3 double
And
figure
that
seasons.
last year brought all his averages
Right, it
crashing
totally
down.
did. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, Jay.
All right, we'll kick it. People who received 2 votes.
2 votes.
Michael Smith,
The animal.
the animal, coming through with 2 votes.
A feisty, hard-nosed player on a really good blue-collar team.
Mm-hmm.
Both were 38th place. So he got 2 votes and they both were 38th place. Omri Caspi
Caspi
getting
got
2
some.
votes. Same thing. Both were 38th place. It's interesting. The big Cos, Dwayne Coswell,
Dwayne Coswell got some votes.
got 2
Good
votes.
for him.
Love Dwayne Coswell.
Yeah, big. Just one of the biggest guys. Last time I ran into Dwayne Coswell, it might have been the last game at Arco. He dapped me up, and man, his arm had to come to my elbow.
Really?
And I have a picture, and he brings me in with a hug, and I'm like, dude, you got like Kevin Hart tells a joke, man, get off me. because you're just too big and I'm too small. Yeah, like I didn't feel comfortable.
How about this? 7 seasons in Sac.
Yeah, he was there for a long time.
Yeah,
he definitely was there for a long time. Someone else who got 2 votes, Vinsanity, Vince Carter.
Come on, man. Come on.
Got 2 votes,
come
man.
on, Jay. Come on. I'm a Vince Carter fan like the next guy, but come on.
I'm just telling you what appeared on the
like
ballots.
80
man.
years old when he came here. Come on.
Disrespectful
because
to Vince,
it wasn't high flying Vince. It wasn't the same
I can
Vince.
see if someone says he's Vince Carter and he was on the Kings, so he's one of the top 40 because he's a Hall of Famer.
He played 58 games and averaged 5.4 points.
But they were 5 unforgettable 0.4 points.
Come on, man.
It's Vince Carter.
No.
Hall of Famer, baby.
I need to know. I wish you could out these
can't
people,
do it.
Man.
Can't do
Explain yourself,
You know what's funny? He and J. Will were rookies the same year. And Vince Carter
9-7, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Vince Carter played forever.
Yeah, he played.
Yeah. Last year with the Hawks.
Yeah.
After here, went to the Hawks, right?
Yeah, played 2 seasons with the Hawks.
And I believe one of those years, either the year he came here or the year of the Hawks, he could have gone to the Warriors and maybe won a ring, but he said, I don't want a ring. I want to play.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
I'm never going to play.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Cold blood.
Yeah.
Insanity.
Nice cat, too. Very, very cool cat. Another person who got 2 votes. I thought this person was going to be a little higher, fellas. I'm not going to lie. Because when you say his name here in Sacramento, it feels like he did a lot more. He had a huge impact when he got traded for here. And then his second kind of go around brought down a lot of his stats. But I'm talking about Carl Landry.
Yeah.
Loved him.
Carl Landry got 2
great
votes.
guy. When you guys were talking about Garrett Temple, some of the things you said about Garrett Temple reminded me of Carl Landry. Same type of just.
Did I have
Good
Carl
guy.
Landry on my list? Hold on, Jay. Let me peep this. Because I think I was high on Carl Landry. And I got it right here. Carl Landry. Let's see. He was. No, I didn't have him.
Didn't have him.
He was on my honorable mention. He just missed it on my ballot because I had him on the list.
Did you have him on the list, White? Or
I
was he
did
one of the
not.
guys you had to battle to get him off?
I did not. But he was a regular guest on our show, and he was a wonderful guy. But I didn't think the teams he was on were good enough to merit serious consideration. By the way, interesting thing about Carl Landry here, we're dealing with Ricky Pearsall. Carl Landry got shot in the leg, and then he came back and played. That's what I was looking at.
Oh, shoot.
A short time after that, I actually came back and
I didn't
played.
know that.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. One different, obviously, than getting shot in the chest, but
yeah. When does anybody have Landry stats up? When he first came here, he put up like 18 points for that.
Yeah.
I believe a quick stint.
Yeah, it was 28 games, 18 points, 6.5 rebounds.
I think they got him for Kevin Martin, didn't they? From the Rockets?
Yes, I think that's right.
That was the trade?
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah. Then when he came, he doubled back around.
Yeah, he doubled back.
And what were those stats? That's brought him down.
First season, 18 games, 4.2 points. Second season, 31-year-old, 7.2 points. So, but he had a stint in the middle of his career where he was an easy double-figure scorer.
Mm-hmm.
Houston?
Yeah, Houston. Even in New Orleans.
Okay.
Had a stint at Golden State.
Yes.
Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Yeah. He was kind of a David West light.
Right.
I like that. The bench mob appears yet again.
Okay.
Not in the top 40 and definitely not honorable mention, but 2 votes for Lawrence Funderburk.
Lawrence Funderburk. Damn.
Got 2 votes.
These are some names, man, we talking about here. Going back to, I don't want to say my childhood, but no,
come on,
I know
man.
what I'm saying.
Not your childhood.
I was a Funderburk fan when he was at Indiana. Or Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State. Yeah, Ohio State. And I was a Big Ten basketball fan back
as a kid.
I know.
Are you older than Lawrence Funderburk?
No, he's 53. I'm 49.
Okay, so
he got me by like 4 years.
Yeah.
So when he was 21, I was 17.
Yeah.
See, that counts. That counts.
I got what you said. Y'all
killing me. Yeah. That's messed up.
Oh, gee.
My guy
Lawrence
Funderburk.
Lawrence and Vince are 80
He
if you live in
Indiana.
Indiana.
I knew he went to Indiana.
So when you were 8 and he was 12 and he was playing at Ohio State, you were a big fan of his.
I was a big fan of Lawrence Funderburk, man. Yeah, he went to Indiana and then
Did
transferred.
Ohio
Yeah,
State.
it was a big controversy back then.
Up
They
in the
hated him.
Midwest. He's from Ohio, right?
Yeah, Columbus.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah.
How do you go to, if you're from Columbus and
Right.
go to Indiana? That's big.
Yeah.
That's disrespect almost. All right, fellas, we go to number 54, someone that we've talked about last couple of weeks, gone too soon, Ricky Berry.
Yeah.
Ricky Berry got 2 votes and pretty high. Like I'm looking at his numbers. I don't know, per se where exactly, but I see his points. Pretty high votes. It just didn't have that many votes.
Yeah, I remember one night when Jerry was coaching and they had him, Ricky Berry and Harold and Vinny Del Negro, and they were just bombing threes. And they I think they might have made a league record or close to it at the time. And it wasn't that many, but then it was kind of like they were playing what we see now, and at the time it's like no one did it. They did it for one game. That's the ultimate Kings tragedy in the history of the Sacramento Kings. There have been some things that haven't gone well. That is the ultimate just dark moment, what happened with Ricky Berry. Yeah. Very sad. Great shooter.
Yeah.
And his dad was an assistant coach.
Yeah,
Bill.
They said he could put it up, though.
Yeah,
think about him. He could put it up.
Yeah.
Damn.
Rest in peace, Ricky Berry.
Yes, sir. It's funny you mentioned Harold because I'm thinking you're talking about Harold Presley.
Yes, sir.
Excuse me. I should say those were the last of all players who received 2 votes. Ricky Berry was the last one. Harold Presley pushes us to
Whitey had him on the list, right? No? Did you not have
Harold
him?
Presley is a dear friend of mine. He's the nicest guy in the world.
I think I had him on the list. I'd have to go back to it.
I don't know that he made my list.
Guy on the list.
You don't know. Pull it up. Now we need to know.
I'm sure he did have it. He
does. That's cold blood, man. He
like,
have HT on there.
I didn't have him in the top 40. If it's like the nicest guys, he's in the playoffs. But I'm sorry, Harold.
These last 3 just missed honorable mention, and Harold Presley was one of those.
Yeah.
He finished in 53rd place.
Okay.
So he just missed.
I told you the Harold Presley story, didn't I?
Nope.
No.
Yeah. So he, his numbers here took a dive because Mata wouldn't play him. He was playing well, and then Mata just wouldn't play him. And so he had a chance after he was done with the Kings. He had a chance to stay in the NBA or go overseas. It was a tough choice. So this was like early 90s, right? So he goes overseas and he had a lot of success. I think he won championships there and went to Spain, had a wonderful time. The team that wanted him here was a team called the Chicago Bulls.
Ooh.
Just before they won there.
He had a chance.
Yeah, they wanted him. Yeah, they wanted him because he's a really good defender.
So he took the money?
Yeah.
Was it more money?
I'm not sure. I would assume so. And it worked out great for him.
But
yeah.
If you on the Bulls
this
team,
is what he told me.
Your life is set.
Yeah, he's iconic. You could slide back to Chicago and get a deep dish pizza appearance anytime you want to.
Yes.
Dang, that's tough. The last 2, 52 and 51st place. So 52nd and 51st place. They both received 3 votes. Rajon Rondo, who was our honorable mention, he was number 50. So these 2 just missed out on it. John Barry, benchmark.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Barry got 3 votes. Literally tied Rajon Rondo for percentage points. Just a little off on the positioning on where he was placed on the ballots. And then your guy, my guy, Whitey, I had him on my top 40, Rashawn Holmes.
So he just missed.
He was 51. Yeah, he finished 51, got 3 votes. Same thing as Rondo, same thing as Mike Woodson. They just were placed a little higher, and that's why he missed out on honorable mention.
Gotcha.
But he was on my top 40.
See, I know you guys laughed when we first talked about this. I thought we could have done 100. Maybe that would have been a little,
that would have been
lengthy.
Because then we would have got to the top 40 bottoms, what people were asking for.
I told you, I'm not talking. I don't want any list with no offense to my guy. Jamias Ramsey, I don't want to. If we talk number 98 or 99, like, come on.
Jamias wouldn't have been on there. Come on, man.
And if you also
Corey Joseph.
Oh, wow.
You know what I mean? Corey Joseph would have been there. Mo Harkless. Come on now.
You just keep throwing out randoms, man.
DeLon Wright. I can throw out Robert Woodard. Remember him? See, man, man, we're not doing that.
Guerrero Gross says, I can't believe where you placed Jason Williams. He needs to be right below Mike Bibby. And Tin says Ben McLemore had skills to attend the skills competition. The Sacramento uniform.
Where Ben McLemore at on that list? No votes, Jay?
No votes. Not one.
Compio says Presley should have been in the top 40.
What about Stauskas?
That'd be no votes.
Damn. How Purvis Ellison get it?
You voted for Marvin Bagley, and now you're asking about Stauskas.
I'm just saying, we throwing out names now. We throwing out names now. If it would have been a top 90, maybe.
Yep. Stauskas might have been in there. Mm-hmm.
Not his fault.
Ben McLemore probably cracks the top 100, right?
Yeah,
Close.
Yeah.
He was a pizza guy for a while.
Yeah, come on.
He was here for about 5 years or so.
Yeah.
What did you
5
think,
years?
Jay, of the whole Sauce Castillo thing? Because I thought that was really, is that where we are? Is that what we're doing now?
What, calling him that?
Yeah, because wasn't it Carmichael Davis on the closed captioning that it was, you know, he's watching highlights on with closed captioning on, and it called him Sauce Castillo. So then they had a game where Gary Gerald had to call him Sauce Castillo the whole game, and it's like
G-Man did that?
Yeah, well, he had to.
Why do you have to?
It was the promotion they were doing. And my feeling was, really, is that how far we've fallen? Is that a thing?
Yes, that is how far we had fallen. Yes.
And we've fallen even farther now. Think about it in today's day and age. Come on, man.
That is how far we were down. There are, and I will say this because you look at the list, fellas, the Kings have had a lot of great talent, a lot of good talent. I think more than I had realized once before we had did this. Like, I know, you know, the typicals, the Webbers, the Bobby Jacksons, the Doug Christies. But then when you really start to look at some of the lean years, you kind of forget there were some good ball players that came through the Kings organization and team in Sacramento. Yeah. We've been privy to some, you know, Kenny Smith is not a slouch.
Right.
To go and watch him and, of course, draft him.
Two-time world champion, Jay.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and so there are some good names, and I think we're now in the era where we're moving forward, fellas. And I think if nothing else, this list assisted me in the fact, like, man, I didn't know we put up 15 points a game here in Sacramento. Right. And you forget about it because the team didn't have great success in many years.
Mm-hmm. I think I mentioned this last week, but Jerry Reynolds was saying the Kings have always had, you know, maybe three guys who could play with anybody, but then too many years they've had the rest of the team that couldn't play with anybody. Yeah. So that's why it's so great right now that you've got an organization in place that is able to actually assemble a quality roster and understand the priorities of keeping this guy and moving on from this guy. And you've got the essence of something that should be built to last for a while. And that's unfortunately rare in Sacramento history, but when we get it, we celebrate it and we embrace it fully.
Yeah. And, you know, I just remember when I came here, first got the job and came here, you know, you had some players, but from like 9 to 15 was glorified G League guys. Like, you know, in the last couple of years, credit to Monty and really fielding an NBA team.
Yeah.
You know, instead of like a few NBA players and then, you know, a couple of guys that are G Leaguers, you know, we finally can go 10, 11, 12. Like, think about it. JaVale McGee, 3-time champ, couldn't even see the floor for us. Like, that's huge. You know, I know it sucked for him, but to have a veteran, somebody that's a true NBA player deep in your bench is something the Kings haven't had. Like, when I first started, I was like, man, we got these guys that really shouldn't be in the league, really.
Yeah. Are you okay now with how high Domas and De'Aaron Fox ranked?
I was fine with Fox. Fox, yes. Domas, I had him at 15. What did he wind up, Jay? You got it offhand?
8. He was 8. It was Reggie Theus, 10, DC, Doug Christie, 9, Domas, number 8, Bibby, 7, Vlade, 6, D Fox, 5, DeMarcus, number 4, Peja, number 3, The Rock, who just texted me back, is joining us this week, Mitch Richmond.
Good.
Number 2, and Chris Webber, number 1.
By the way, you know what's really cool about that to me, Jay, is in those 10, the 10 best, you have at least 3 different eras that are represented. You know, that's
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's true. That's
it's
true.
4, right? Because you got Theus, you got Mitch.
Yeah,
you
do.
Webb, and you got the current.
I hadn't thought about that.
Yeah, that's
really
true.
Cool.
That's true.
Yeah,
it's not all the 2002 squad or anything like that.
The Rock just texted me back, Drake, before you wrap it up and go to break. He's like, who was number 1? Matter of fact, don't tell me. Don't tell me. He just texted me.
Heated up. Hey, why he
He
worried
was
about number
heated. He
one?
just said, "Don't tell me."
Why he need to be worried about number 10? What do you think? He number one or something?
Well, I told him he was number 2.
All right.
I said, you were number 2
I thought
on
he
the
just
list.
automatically assumed like I got to be at the top of the list or something. Okay.
No, I told him he was number 2. He was like, "Hey, who's number 1?" You know what? Don't tell me. Don't tell me.
We'll tell him because that was your number, so that's just the way it works.
Yeah, we leave
right,
it there.
exactly.
Yeah. All right, when we come back, the Trent Williams numbers that matter the most as we roll on here on a Tuesday that feels kind of like a Monday. Sactown Sports.
Lowe's knows